What if the heaviest weight you've ever had to carry is also the source of your deepest strength? What if the darkness that nearly consumed you is the very reason you can now see things others cannot? What if I told you that your depression, that relentless, exhausting, and painful illness has been, in its own strange and brutal way, forging superpowers within you? Now, before we take another step, let us be absolutely clear. Depression is a real, serious, and devastating illness. It is not a romantic sadness. It is not a quirky personality trait. It is a heavy, suffocating blanket that can steal your joy, your energy, and even your will to live. This is not a story to glorify the pain or to minimize the struggle. If you are in the darkness right now, your only job is to survive and to seek help. This is, instead, a story to honor the survivor. It is a radical reframing for those who have been to the underworld and back, and for those who are still walking through it, to help you see that you are not just a collection of symptoms. You are not broken. You are, in fact, in the process of a profound and powerful becoming. We are told a simple story about depression, that it is a chemical imbalance, a flaw in the system, a bug in the code of our brains. We see it as a purely negative state, an enemy to be vanquished. And in many ways, it is. But what if that's only half the story? What if depression, as painful as it is not just a malfunction, but a severe and desperate form of adaptation? What if the symptoms you have been taught to hate are the very things that, when understood differently, reveal a hidden genius? The first and most uncomfortable superpower is the power of truth-seeing. In our normal, healthy state, most of us walk around with a set of gentle, optimistic illusions. We believe the world is mostly fair, that good things happen to good people, that we have more control than we actually do. These illusions are a psychological immune system. They keep us motivated and buffered from the harshness of reality. Depression is what happens when that immune system crashes. The comforting illusions are stripped away, and you are left face to face with the raw, unfiltered, and often brutal truth of the world. This is what psychologists call depressive realism. It is the uncomfortable clarity that comes from seeing the world without its makeup on. You are not a pessimist. You are a realist in a world that is addicted to illusion. You have the uncanny ability to see through empty platitudes, to detect inauthenticity, and to understand the fragility of life. This power is painful to acquire, and it can feel isolating, but it is a form of profound wisdom. You have traded comfort for clarity.
The second superpower, forged in the very heart of that darkness, is a profound and unshakable empathy. You cannot know the true landscape of another's pain unless you have explored a similar territory yourself. When you have navigated the depths of your own despair, you become a fearless companion for others who are lost. You are not afraid of their sadness. Their tears do not make you uncomfortable. Their silence does not scare you. You do not offer them empty reassurances or try to fix them. Because you know, on a cellular level, that some pain cannot be fixed. It can only be witnessed. You can sit with them in the dark because you have learned to live in the dark. Your past suffering becomes a bridge of connection. You become a cartographer of the emotional underworld, able to guide others, not by showing them the way out, but by assuring them they are not alone within it. The third superpower is one of the most misunderstood. It is the power of analytical thought. Let's talk about rumination, that obsessive, painful, looping track of thoughts that is a hallmark of depression. It feels like self-torture. But there is a theory called the Analytical Rumination hypothesis, which suggests something radical. It proposes that this is not a malfunction, but the brain's problem-solving engine going into hyperdrive. It is an evolutionary adaptation designed to force you to stop, to withdraw, and to focus with laser-like intensity on a complex core problem in your life that you have been avoiding. The rumination is your brain's desperate attempt to deconstruct the problem, to analyze it from every possible angle, to break it down into smaller pieces until a solution can be found. It is an incredibly painful process, like a form of mental surgery you are performing on yourself without anesthetic. But it is not random noise. It is a deep, analytical dive. The brain is not trying to torture you. It is trying to solve you. The fourth superpower is a wellspring of deep and authentic creativity. The world's great art is rarely born from pure, uncomplicated happiness. After you've lived without the comfort of illusion, after you've seen the truth of things, you become almost allergic to superficiality. Small talk can feel physically painful. Inauthentic social performances become unbearable. You have no more patience for the polite lies that hold society together. You are in a state of profound, albeit painful, transformation. You are a truth seer, an empath, an analyst, an artist, a seeker of the real, and an architect of a new life. You crave what is real, what is true, what is deep. This can make navigating the everyday world more challenging, but it also makes you a powerful force for genuine connection. You become a person who invites depth in others. People feel they can be their real selves around you because you have no interest in their masks. You have become a connoisseur of the authentic. It is born from the crucible of the human condition, from the tension between light and dark. When you are in a state of depressive realism, you are seeing the world with a stark, unfiltered honesty. When you are plumbing the depths of your own emotions, you are accessing a raw and powerful source material that is unavailable to those who live only on the surface. The pain cracks you open, and through those cracks, the light of creativity often shines and learn to translate your internal world into music, into poetry, into art, into a form that can not only heal you, but can also make others feel seen. Your sensitivity, once your greatest source of pain, becomes your greatest artistic tool. You have mastered the art of the scar, learning to turn your wounds into a unique and beautiful form of wisdom. This leads to the fifth superpower, a highly tuned authenticity detector. And finally, the sixth superpower is the most transformative of all. It is the power of profound life revaluation. Depression is often a full stop. It is your soul pulling the emergency brake on a life that is no longer sustainable, a life that is out of alignment with your true self. It is a brutal, but sometimes necessary, intervention. It forces you to question everything: your career, your relationships, your values, your very reason for being. It is a controlled demolition of a life that wasn't truly yours. The person who emerges from the other side of a deep depression is rarely the same person who entered it. They have been stripped down to their very foundations and forced to rebuild. And in that rebuilding, they have the opportunity to create a life that is more authentic, more meaningful, and more resilient than ever before. This is the essence of post-traumatic growth. The depression is the fire that burns the old world down so that a truer, more beautiful world can be built in its place. So, if you are wrestling with this great heavy beast, please see yourself with new eyes. You are not just sick.
And this is the most crucial part. The goal is not to stay in the darkness to keep these powers. That is not the story. The goal is to heal. The goal is to walk out of the underworld and bring these gifts back with you into the light. You are not a broken person. You are a warrior who has returned from a great battle, and you will forever carry the profound wisdom of what it means to survive. Let's create a space that honors the wisdom born from our deepest wounds. And if you'd like to continue this journey of radical self-acceptance, please subscribe. Your heaviest weight may just be the thing that teaches you how to fly. It's about learning to integrate the wisdom you've gained. It is about learning to access your clarity without the crushing weight of despair. It is about using your empathy without drowning in it. It is about wielding your analytical mind without letting it torture you. It is about creating from your scars, not just your open wounds. You are not your depression, but the strength, the wisdom, and the depth it has forged within you that is now yours to keep. If this story helped you see a flicker of strength in your own struggle, please share a thought in the comments.